Ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again on another Sunday night for PS Pacific Open Tier 1 Racing. We are round 12 at the Interlagos circuit. So this is our other sprint round. So more racing on offer tonight. Again, like last week, championship is up for grabs for Prezzo to seal tonight. Gap is a lot easier for him to close to get it. Pretty much in the sprint tonight. He needs to outscore Grimmy by about 7 points. So if Prezzo can win, Grimmy needs to be 7th or lower for Prezzo to wrap it up. But bit of a smaller grid tonight, unfortunately. But as I said, we got a lot of good drivers in here tonight, so still reckon it's going to be a fantastic race to watch. Brazil is known for some really good racing. Weather can definitely mix things up, and because we've got a sprint and a feature, two chances for a bit of mixed conditions tonight. So as these guys getting their setups done, it'll be 12 laps for our sprint, no pit stops as per usual, and then 36 laps with a mandatory stop for our feature. But as we wait for the cars to come out on track, I believe that may be a Haas. It is of Junkyard. So 13 drivers tonight. Wisson's Dobby, Jay's Clarence Deputy, Mercedes fan, the Beast as well. So a few of the guys that have been up the top or near the top. So, but we've still got our championship leader, both Red Bulls, Entei, Grimmy, Karma, Jedley, Super Sub. He's in the Mercedes for tonight. But we'll see what these guys can do in this short 18-minute quali session around this 4.3 kilometre circuit. 15 turns, 2 DRS zones. As we wait for Junkyard to come through the middle sector now. Quite twisty middle sector, and then you obviously need a fair bit of straight line speed for sectors 1 and 3 as he rounds I'd say the last official corner without braking, whereas technically the one that he's just coming up to is turn 15 in our last. But as we have a look now, he crosses the line to start his first flyer. So Junkyard probably a little bit wider, had a little bit of a snap there coming out of 1. Around turn 3 now. This is the second DRS zone. Obviously the first one on the start-finish straight around turn 4 now. So a couple of moments in this lap already, but can get a banker on the board. Obviously a lot of blowing corners on this circuit as he comes into the tight and twisty middle sector now. There's yellow flags elsewhere in the lap. Taking that corner nicely. You can ride these curbs, or you want to ride these curbs a fair bit. A couple of these you want to stay off, but you sort of want to be attacking as he comes around the final couple of corners now. Activates DRS there, trying to cut that pit lane line entrance as much as you can, and he does a 9.4 for a banker lap. So quickly get all these on. Grimmy goes on an 8 flat, and Prezzo, so top 2 in the championship. Bit of a margin between them as Entei's now split them. But Grimmy, a very nice banker lap, 6 tenths ahead of Entei and 8 tenths ahead of Prezzo. So we got the other Haas of Metz coming around the final couple of corners now. He's got DRS on. What can he do? He crosses the line. He goes P5. That's Jedley right behind him. He's just about to start his flyer. Got the AlphaTauri of Karma. He's just about to start his. two Alfa Romeos. So we got both Alfa Romeos here tonight, Combat and Bompton. Combat's just about to start his as well, so Combat does do it, 14.4, so obviously made a mistake on that first lap, so he's saving a bit of ERS, backed off. Bompton doing the same. Auckland's just coming out of the pits now. Who's that? That's a Ferrari, so I believe he'll be in. Yes, he will. My name is Jeff. He's just about to start his one. Jump on board with Jedley. He starts sector 3 around the corner. You really need a good exit coming out of this corner, because you just, the amount of time that you can gain or lose with the exit, especially in the race, you want to try and capitalise it to easily make an overtaking move, possibly at the end of turn 1. He goes into P2, 8.4. So still a bit of a margin to Grimmy, but that's put him at the tail end. Oop, and that's just Combat getting out of the way. But his teammate go, oh, and he's just sort of half spun. So he's back off track. Hopefully that didn't distract the Alpine that was behind him. Bompton, DRS, what can he do as he comes across the line? He goes P6 on an 8.8. So top 6 drivers in the 8 at the moment. Auckland drop. He's just about to start his first fly. Turn 1, turn 2, around turn 3 now. DRS activated. So it'll be interesting to see how low these guys have gone front wing, or they've added a little bit of downforce to cope with the middle section of the lap. So up the hill now. I'm trying to carry as much speed through here, but you want to make sure you're hitting your apexes. A lot of time can be gained, especially in this middle sector. You can get the line right through here, plenty of time to make up, and being that it is such a short track and short on time, every bit of advantage that you can get helps. Oh, and he's had a spin. So he's just hit the outside curve there. So that will take him out. He'll probably want to come in, get a new set of boots on. So it looked like an alright lap for Orphan. He would have put him probably in that top 6 somewhere, but he's ruined that one lap, so he'll be in for his fresh set. Entei now. He's just going to start another flyer, so hasn't been in just yet. Prezzo, he's going to start another flyer as well. Well, as we got Jedley off into the grass, where is that middle sector? So potentially a bit of the curb, but luckily no traffic around him. So Entei just got the McLaren, but gets out of the way nicely. Comes into the middle sector now, tight and twisty. Did like a fairly steady lap for Entei. Currently on an 8.6, needs to find just over half a second. Oh, and he's had a spin too, so that corner catching a couple of the drivers out so far. So just the exit of turn 11. So something to definitely watch in the race, especially with these guys on higher fuel. So Entei, I'd imagine he will be in, because hasn't got enough ERS to go through the rest of the lap. Ruby's just about to start his next lap. What about Prezzo? He was, but he's possibly made a mistake as well, so he's backed off, trying to save as much ERS as he can. Jedley, I think he just finished one. He did, but didn't improve. Actually, he did improve. Karma's jumped up into P2. So I've missed that lap from Karma. What does Brother do? He's going to go for another one. No, he's in the pits. So Bompton outlap sneakers on an outlap as well. I think is the closest one. last corner now. Purple middle sector. So he's found time on his lap. So will Remy be the first man into the 7s? That looked like a good lap. And it is 7-8. So he's increased his gap by another 2 tenths. So Grimmy looking the man on form tonight. Bumpton, no, it was Combat. He's had a spin middle sector. Jedley's going to come across the line again, so he's putting a fair bit of work on these set of tyres. That lap was just a cool down lap to get a bit of ARS back. Jeff's just starting another run. Obviously he can do a lot better than the 17.3, same with Combat 14.4. A bit more ARS than what I would have thought, so not sure if this is a flyer or... Nah, he's going to start again, but probably not quite enough ARS for him. Banana, he's around the last couple of corners onto the straight now. He hasn't set a time, so what can he do? Moves himself up into P3. Nice lap from Banana. 8-3. So while we haven't necessarily got all the cars there, we still got some tight battles and the same sort of battles that we've seen all season long. Jump down to Jeff. He's got the fuel light on. But he's going to finish this lap, so where can he put himself? P9 on an 8.8. So Jeff's had a couple of good quali sessions as of late. Managed to get up the grid quite a bit. As I quickly jump onto Metz, he moves up a position, and I think that was Prezzo just starting his flyer. Hopefully Metz gets out of his way. He does. He's around, Banana's in. I think we've got on board with Entei now. He's found 4 tenths if that's accurate, which will put him right near Karma. So DRS comes across the line, moves himself up into 3rd on an 8.2. So good lap for Entei Karma, but he beats Grimmy's time on a 7.7. So 10.5 ahead. So Karma, he's showing good form. Wants to get another win. Had a first and a second, so he wants to try and get back on that top step. Prezzo, he's possibly had a moment as well, trying to get at people's way, so potentially championship winner after tonight. He's in. He's going to get on another set of boots. So possible to do 4 runs in quali, but remember you've got the sprint and a feature to do. So interesting to see what these guys use in terms of tyre sets. Is anyone else on track? Jedley at the moment. So Jedley's finally come in off those 4 5-lap-old softs, and he's about to start a flyer, so I can ride on board with him. Well, this lap, taking a wide line to the start-finish line, trying to carry as much speed as he can. Round 2-1 now, hugging that corner, had that curve, having a bit of a snap. That's going to affect his exit through 2 and then 3, and he's backed off already, so we know he's just made that mistake early. Save a bit of ERS and still have 100% and not waste any tyre life. So gently he'll be back. Bompton, he's currently on 3-lap-old soft, so he's got time to come in and get a new set on. And we've got Junkyard. That's a little bit wide, and that's definitely a corner cut and invalidation for Junkyard. So he'll have enough time that he can turn off his ARS, or he might just come in and get a brand new set of softs anyway. any drivers want to let us know in terms of what the weather's looking like for the sprint feature. Greatly appreciated, but the surprise won't necessarily be, or I should say the surprise will be also good to see in terms of what weather we get if we don't know. Jedley, temp number 2 now on these set of tyres. Better line through there, didn't have the snap. So activate the RS now. He's got to find about 6 tenths of a second to get within Karma. He has found nearly 2 tenths already. Nice line through 4 and 5. Up the hill now. Round 6. Hug it the curb as much as he can. There's a long left hand now. Back up the hill with the trick double right. Now around turn 11 now with the left hander, where he's probably a little bit wider than what he wants. He's lost it time because of it, so he's equal at the moment. So here comes, he's gonna possibly come in and box Will. 2:30, it'll be touch and go, but he should be able to get back out. It's about a minute transition if he doesn't get blocked in and coming in or out. So all these guys in to do their final runs. So Matt's possibly doing a double warm-up lap. So wasn't quite happy with his first warm-up. Junkyard, he comes across the line, absolutely no ERS. He does move up a position though, into 12th. And that does move him up a row to the 6th row of the grid. All these guys on that last one, I think that was Combat. He's starting his final flyer. Who's that for? He's starting his final one as well. He's already 40% of his battery before he gets to the line. Follow Combat, I think he's the first one that will cross the line. So Jedley, he's retired from the session where he's gone at the exit of turn 3. If I jump on the Aston, there he's right there, so he's had a moment. So he won't get a final lap in, unfortunately. So it'll be P5 if that. So I think Prezzo starting his final run. Metz starting his final. Junkyard, he's done. He's about to start his final. What about Combat? Probably not where he wants. Can he do anything to improve? He does, he goes into P6, nice lap. So Alfa Romeo 6 and 7 at the moment. Really on the orphan drop now. He moves into the top 4 on an 8-3. So his good form still showing. Entei, he's starting his final run. What about Jeff? He's about to start his final one, and looking at the track map, he'll be the final one to start his flyer. Bompton. Jacob Blad's flag has dropped. Grimmy Bompton, he's moved up in the 3rd, so really nice lap from him on to the 2nd row at the moment. That Karma's in. Who's that? I think that's Prezzo. He moves into P3, so championship leader up the front again. I think that was Metz in P10 now. Snickers Bud. Absolutely no ERS. What can he do? He moves up to 11th. I think Bompton or Combat. No, that was Combat. He hasn't improved. Banana. He's invalidated, so he won't improve. And I think that's all for our drivers. So Karma got it by just under 10th and a half from Grimmy. And Prezzo, championship leader P3. Bompton P4. Entei rounds out the top 5. Orphan, Banana, Jedley, Combat, Metz rounds out the 10. I think Jeff may have just crossed the line, so we might see a bit of improvement. He jumped up to P10, so 1.3 seconds covers the entire field, but Karma, pole position. So he'll start the sprint race alongside Grimmy, Pressure and Bompton, second row, Entei, Orphan, Banana, Jedley, Combat, and then Jeff did squeeze into that 10, while Metz, Snickers Bud, Junkyard rounds out outfield. So unlucky for Jedley at the end with the DNF late. He looked to be in contention early, but yeah, only 2 drivers at the moment on a 7-7. And I believe, unless they did updated times, Karma bet his time trial time, and Grimmy got very close to his. So nice work from Karma and Grimmy getting into the 7s. Alright, that looks dry to me, so we're going to have a dry sprint race. So as these guys load in and organise their fuel and tyres, we've seen in the last couple of sprint rounds that a couple of the drivers have gone aggressive and gone with the soft tyre option. Be aggressive at the start and then just sort of see where it hangs, where they hang in the last couple of laps. Jedley did it really nicely in Miami, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody does go aggressive. But I have a feeling majority of these guys will go mediums, but we'll have to wait and see. We did see in France Orphan get a really nice jump from the second row on the softer tyre. That looks fairly close. You see the pit stop there. Obviously no pit stop in the sprint necessary. So we have a look at the tyres, and majority have gone mediums, but Jeff and Metz, they want to go aggressive at this start. Oh, Bompton, he's been disqualified already. So he's going to have stone cold tyres at this race start, unfortunately for him. So he may struggle off the line and get swamped in turn 1. But as I was saying, Jeff and Metz going aggressive, while the top guys just go on the medium tyre, wanting to play it safe, because mediums would definitely be mediums would definitely get to the end. Softs, not sure. With the smaller grid tonight though, late safety cars, maybe a set of softs might be able to play a little bit aggressive if we do happen with that. But yeah, hopefully we get a nice clean race with some good battling with these guys. Brazil, as we sort of saw in the real life sprint early this morning, produced some really good racing, so hopefully we see some more of that. As Karma weaves the line. Obviously, we don't have to wait for as long of a field, so won't have as much of a wait. As Jedley, he's gone a little bit over, so he'll be pushed back a little bit further in the grid. Grimmy might have had a bit of an issue, but he finds his spot on the grid. As we got lights, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're underway, and Bompton's sort of gone nowhere. So it looks like Karma's got the start, but that's a Red Bull for the second week in a row. He's got a really nice start. He goes the inside, and I believe that's Prezzo. He takes the lead already from Karma, from Entei. So fairly clean start from the grid. We try and get a better view. Saw some side-by-side action. Jedley, he's got past Banana. So we're all clean. Not sure what happened with Bompton. He just completely missed the start. As we go past Metz and Combat, Metz being aggressive on those soft tyres. Banana and Jedley battling side by side. Through this middle set, and Banana will have it. Will Jedley think about the inside? No, he won't. So Metz and Jeff moved up a couple of positions already. Sorry, Jeff stayed where he is. Metz probably the big mover. Moved up, I think, 3 spots. But out at the front, Prezzo did what Orphan Drop did last week. Jumped the top 2. So we go, position change as he sets the fastest lap. He's moved up 2, Entei up 2. Karma and Grimmy were the only ones that dropped. Combat and Metz. Oh, who's that? Combat, he's had a moment and gone deep into turn 1. He's got to leave enough room not to do that. So both Alfa Romeos, we thought, had a really good starting position. They've dropped back. So they're going to want to fight their way through the field to try and get a better position for the feature race. So Metz on those soft tyres up 2. Junkyard from the back of the grid up 3. So everyone was still within DRS except for a couple of the guys at the back. But Prezzo leads. So DRS will get activated once you cross the start-finish line. So Karma can hold on to Prezzo. Might think about a move down to turn 4. Using a bit of DRS to try and keep him in that gap. But he's got quite a lot of speed, so when you think about a move before the DRS gets activated. He's closing, just pulling his nose out, just letting Prezzo know that he's there. Oh, and who's that? Entei. He's had a massive moment. But quickly jump back up to Karma. He's got DRS. Will he think of a move? No, he'll hang on. But Entei had a bit of a moment. Orphan gets past side by side. Entei can't quite get the move back, so he's dropped 2 positions, unfortunately, having that moment out of turn 1. So that ground that he made on that opening lap, he's going to have to redo it. Banana managed to drop Jedley, and he's right on the back of Entei. Wants to capitalise on Entei's mistake as well. Entei probably just struggling a little bit because Orphan's pulled away from him. So that moment's probably just unsettled him a little bit. And Banana got a nicer line through there, so he's right on board. He'll look for a move. Battle at the front looks close as well, but I'll keep an eye on this one. Will he think of a move? We'll try and line up turn 4. They all follow each other. Will he jump back up to Karma? Prezzo probably got a little bit more of a gap, so I think he should be right. What can Banana do? He sticks behind Entei, not quite enough. Obviously everyone behind Grimmy will have DRS, so Banana doesn't quite have the advantage that he wants. So Grimmy is not quite having the pace of the top 2 at the moment. And Orphan Drop wants to capitalise on it. So both Red Bulls up 2. So Entei right on the back of him, but Banana's following close behind as well. Really close. Banana taking that title line through 14 and 15 as well. Banana looks to be the closest of our top 6. Will he think of a move? He won't, but I saw someone flashing. I think that's Orphan, but Grimmy, he's got 4. Well, I say 4, but Entei, he's had a... Who's that? No, Orphan Drop's had the moment with Jedley. So both those cars, so Orphan might have had a moment and Jedley nowhere to go. So that takes a couple of the front running guys out. And Jeff and Combat go side by side. Jeff on those soft tyres gets the move done on Combat. So whatever's happened with Orphan Drop, it's involved Jedley, and Banana, he's got past Entei as a result. So this gives a bit of breathing room for Grimmy as well. Banana in a nice spot now in P4, up 3 positions, and both Haas drivers have capitalised as well in P5 and P6. So Mets on those softer tyres at the moment. When they start to die off, will there be a bit of team orders for Junkyard to come through? But as we can already see, we're starting lap 6 already, so we're pretty much nearly halfway through this sprint race. And Karma's keeping Prezzo honest. So it looked like a better exit from Karma out of turn 2, so Prezzo might have had a bit of a moment. Looking from the rear of Prezzo, Karma's going to make his move now, side by side. And on the inside gets it done. Can he pull it up in time? He does. Prezzo, will he fight back? Bompton, he's had a spin turn 3. As Prezzo right behind Karma, but can't get it done. But there's still half the race to go to get him back. Well, what this has done is Grimmy, he's pushing a little bit, trying to catch back within DRS as well. Entei, he hasn't been dropped by Banana. As we see the chopper cam at the moment, Karma sort of stretching his legs a little bit nicer. Karma is through the middle sector. So gaps out to 8/10, so Prezzo will be able to close that. We'll see if he's got a bit of a lower downforce setup. Closing. Karma's not using any ARS, neither is Prezzo. Closed about 0.4 of a second down that straight. Oh, Karma had a moment. This allows Prezzo the opening. So it's going to be the exact same, I believe, as the previous lap. Prezzo really hustling it out of the exit of turn 3. Does he go side by side? He does, gets the move done. So Prezzo takes the lead back. As yellow flags, that's Jedler. He's had a moment at the start of turn 3. Karma right behind. He can make a move there at turn 8 if you're really close enough and send it. Karma thought better of it. But the 2 laps in a row, the lead car has made a mistake exiting turn 1. And this brought Grimmy right back into it. So Grimmy, he's had to burn a bit of ARS to catch these guys though. So he's got nothing to attack with where these guys have got 50%. Prezzo managed to get away. Who's that spun? No, Junkyard. He's had a moment, so he spun turn 13. Sorry, turn 12 I should say. So unlucky for Junkyard, he was in a really nice spot. Combat gets back past Jeff. Top 3 staying as it is. Just Jeff trying to fight back with Combat. Bompton, he sets the fastest lap. So I think he hasn't stopped. No one's stopped yet. So that's the pace that he did have in clear air. Unfortunately, just those couple of incidents early sort of cost him a high position in this one. So top 3 still very close. Grimmy is looking to be the quickest of the top 3 at the moment. I just want to sit there and try and have a bit of ARS because the 2 in front have got a lot more than what he does. But Karma looks really close, super close. He's going to get this move done easily before turn 1. What does Grimmy do? Does Grimmy follow him? Karma has to take the inside line. As we see the shot down turn 1 into turn 2, around turn 3 now. So DRS per Prezzo, probably not close enough, and he sits where he is and he's battling at the front. Banana's not exactly being dropped either, but he has dropped Entei, so Banana's got some good speed on those mediums. Can he capitalise on this battle for the top 3 if there's an issue? Yellow flag, then that was Junkyard again, having a bit of a moment through turn 3. Karma currently leaving this train. Or Snickers an orphan drop. Snickers had a moment, whether there was contact between the 2, not sure, but that moves Orphan back up into P9 after his spin at turn 1 early on. Gap's a little bit further out than what they were last lap. Grimmy, I think, had a bit of a moment coming onto that front straight, and he's got no ARS. Oh, Prezzo. Thought about a bit of a move, not quite close enough. Is that Metz? He gets passed by Jeff, the two soft runners, running 7th and 8th at the moment. Back to the front, stays as is, but Banana, he's closed about half a second this past lap. So he's pushing, he's burning ARS, but the battle at the front, top 3 are helping him. And then Jeff and Metz still racing side by side. Jeff's got no ARS, Metz has got a little bit more. So Metz looking to go on the attack. Obviously with the less drivers in this field, more chances for these guys to pick up some good points. It's top 15 to score points in the feature, top 10 in the sprint. So realistically, only 3 drivers are going to miss out on points. So Snickers Bud currently in the final points paying position. Head up the front, Prezzo, within 3/10. We'll look on the inside of turn 1. All goes outside, inside, back on the outside, manages to get it done, but his exit will be compromised as Karma goes around the inside. Watch for Grimmy. So Prezzo, he's got to hold the inside line. Ooh, cars moving all over the place, not quite. Prezzo manages to get it done with that late switch back and get the move done around the outside of turn 1 and managed to hold up Karma enough out of 2 that Karma couldn't attack him. So good battling with the top 2. And then Grimmy couldn't quite capitalise. But Karma's definitely not going to let this go. And Banana, he's closed all that battling. He's within a second now. So we have a top 4 battle now. 3rd and 4th have no ARS, but Prezzo's having to burn a lot more to keep these guys behind. So Karma is within 2.5. Will he do the same? He goes inside. Gets the move done even before the corner. Needs to pull it up and get a nice exit out of 2. It's not too bad, but Prezzo's still close enough. So Karma's going to probably have to cover this. Well, Prezzo possibly having a little bit of a wobble, but Karma, he's burned a lot more ARS now, but he gets the lead back. So, awesome battle, these top 3. No incident just as of yet. But it's the top 2, Grimmy, unfortunately 3rd in line, doesn't quite have the power with the 2nd place driver getting DRS, so he's going to sit there, wait. He sort of hasn't been able to save any ARS either, so we'll just need to see these 2 really battle and take an opportunity. Junkyard, he's in. Yeah, that's right, Prezzo, deserving championship winner this season. I think he's only finished it off the podium once, and that was for a sprint race. As Metz, as he's spun, so as that was the final lap. So it's just, that's how sprint races go. So Karma gets it done by by 0.17 of a second. So just under 2/10. Grimmy gets 3rd, Banana gets 4th. Until those races fly by, I didn't even realise it was the last lap. But Bompton and Metz, so unfortunately Metz having that spin on the last lap, so dropping him out of the point. So both Haas's were looking good, 6th and 7th at one point in that race, and unfortunately they'll be the last 2 cars on the results page. But Karma, he's got half the job done. He gets the sprint race win, 10 points, and we'll start from pole for our feature. So really nice battling with the top 3, so hopefully we can see more of that in the feature with these guys. Jeff gets driver of the day, so see where Jeff finishes up. Obviously he went aggressive with the soft tyre start. He gets P7, so he gets 4 points. So nice job from him. But Karma, he's your race winner, your sprint race winner from Prezzo, championship leader, Grimmy. So because Prezzo and Grimmy were second and third, this championship remains alive after the sprint. However, Prezzo can take this feature race. Grimmy's going to have the gap at over 103 points. So Prezzo needs the gap over 103 points. So Grimmy sort of needs to score quite a bit, and Prezzo having to have a bit of a shocker. But as I said, with these three battling as hard as they were. But yeah, it was a good sprint, Gavin, and yeah, Prezzo needs to learn to defend a little bit more. Sort of touch and go, especially with this track, because you've got two DRS zones, as we sort of saw in one of those laps with the battles. You can make the move on the inside of turn 1, but compromise as you exit out of turn 2 and around turn 3. So it's you're sort of judging it, but Prezzo did nicely defend when he did get that move done. But as I said, I think he's in the championship fight. He knows that he's not gonna doesn't have to risk too much. He wants to seal it up and then he can go aggressive. But as we've seen all season long, he's got the pace that even playing it safe, he can get the results that he needs. But we're looking at a start of this feature, and it's looking dry again. So, be interesting to see if there is a little bit of weather possibly coming. But we'll see what strategy these guys go on. At the moment, looks like both mediums for the top two, as the lights are out for the formation lap. We'll bring up tyres, so bit of a mixture in the top 10. So top 3 have gone mediums. Banana, Entei, Combat, Jeff and Jedley have gone with the harder option. Want to try and do something a little bit different, go a little bit longer. You see the strats on screen, easy, medium, hard, along with most of these other tracks. Two stop, probably not very variable around this track. There is definitely passes you can make, but as you sort of saw, a lot of time can be lost if you battle a car. Top 3 want to try and get away, and then if it is an early safety car, jump onto the hards and go to the end. So if I do my math right, it was Prezzo bet Grimmy, I think, by a single place, so he moves up to 129 points. So yeah, Grimmy pretty much needs to win this race, and for Prezzo not to score. So 129, 103, yeah, it's pretty much a win or nothing for Grimmy and Prezzo to DNF. So could be pretty much wrapped up, but as I said, if we get the battling like we did in the sprint, I don't think we'll mind too much, especially, oh, and who's that? We've gone Jedley around, so he's had a bit of a moment coming onto the grid. Luckily enough, no damage, same as Bompton, just slowing up a little bit, but all these guys are right. Nick is he's overshot a little bit. Yeah, our feature race now, lights are on now, 3, 4, 5 lights. Round 12 at Brazil, feature race, lights out, and we're underway, and looks like a steady start for both. Karma's had a bit of a wiggle, so that leaves Prezzo at the front as we go side by side. A little bit of contact between the Ferrari and the Williams, but side by side, Orphan and Grimmy. So Grimmy's lost a couple of spots off this restart. Entei and Banana have managed to jump as they go side by side. Obviously the Red Bull teammate trying to hold off Grimmy as much as he can. So Grimmy, he's lost 3 places. Orphan, he's up 3 places. But Prezzo, he's done what he's needed to at the front. He's got the jump on Karma. Entei in P3, Banana 4, and we've had a spinner at the back, and it's Bompton again. So both of Bompton's first laps haven't been great, but luckily he's got a bit more distance to try and fight back. But the Red Bull of Prezzo, he won, and then he's got his teammate holding off second place, me and Grimmy, in the championship. But as I said, the gap's that big that Prezzo needs to sort of have a bit of a shock. Or who's that gone wide? Banana. So he's gone past Orphan. So Orphan, he's already up 4 positions on this start. So will he make the move on Entei early? He's burned a lot of ARS. He's going on the attack, and he's got the move on the inside done. Can he hang around? Yes, he does. Entei wants to fight back, and he's got to watch from Banana from behind. They stay where it is. So Orphan drop. He's moved up 5 positions. Our big mover on this opening lap. Oh, as they go side by side, Banana and Entei. We saw these guys battling last race. Oh, Entei probably just squeezing Banana a little bit. That allows the door to be open for Grimmy, as Banana sends it back up the inside of Entei. So these two go on side by side again. Grimmy just staying back a little bit. Entei, will he have gone a little bit wide? He does, but he can cover it. Oh, Jeff, who's that? Oh no, Grimmy, he's gone around. So it's sort of the other way that's needed, but we'll quickly jump back onto Banana. Will he think about a move? Karma sets past this lap following Prezzo behind. So Darius isn't able to lap 3. So will Banana think about a move on Entei? So he's got damage, so he's boxing. So he may put on a hard set. May be able to stretch to the end, but it'll be very tough going from him. So unfortunately not what he needed to. So we'll go to our top 2. Yeah, Grimmy's struggling with those starts. Yeah, he's struggled a couple of times now getting up the line and having positions lost at the start. Usually he's fine, but it's just not the first time that he's found himself in a little bit of carnage the first couple of laps and having to either box early or make his way back through the field. So as it's still a long race to go, hopefully he can claw his way back. But at the front, just within 310, so Karma got a very nice exit out of the last corner. So he's already passed him by the time they get to cross the start finish line. So Karma, he takes the lead for the first time today in this feature. Prezzo had a nicer turn 2. Will he think about getting back straight away? And we've got a yellow flag. That's Jeff. He's gone around at the exit of turn 2, start of turn 3. So he's dropped 4 positions off his start with that spin, but he's got Bumpton right behind him. There's another yellow flag. That's Junkyard. No, Metz is gone around. So a few of these guys having issues early on. Banana right behind Entei at the moment. So a lot of these guys just sort of losing it on the curbs at the moment. So other drivers will have to be a little bit wary at the moment. But Karma, he's already got the gap out to 0.6 of a second. This battle now, can Banana possibly look at a move for turn 1? Not quite. Jedley, he's sitting right behind Junkyard. Looks about it. We'll quickly go back up to Banana. Close, just not close enough. Jedley and Junkyard go side by side. Jedley gets the move done. So he's up into P7. So starting back down the grid after a little bit of a shocker that he had in the sprint. But he's up into P7 and on the harder compound of tyres. So we'll bring up the tyres situation now. Remember, top 3 on the medium tyres. Entei sort of struggling a little bit, but Orphan drop. Obviously both Red Bulls again, both going on the medium tyres, and that's helped him get past all the hard runners, and he's within this top 3 battle as well. He does get DRS this lap too, but Banana is right behind Entei. Goes on the inside, so he'll have the move easily done. into turn 1. Can he get the cover the line? Not quite. And get a good exit out of turn 2, and he does just that. Oh, Junkyard, he's had a spin at exit of turn 1. So unfortunate for him. So second time this bit tonight that he's had a spin. So Entei couldn't fight back on Banana, so Banana, that's P4 for him. First of our hard runners. So he's looking to be quick at the end. So he just needs to try and stay with our top 3 at the moment. Snickers Bud on those softer tyres. He wants to try and he'll want to try and get past Deadly as quickly as he can. Gap sort of opened up a little bit. Karma has broken the 1 second. Can Prezzo claw that back? Obviously the DRS detection zone just coming up now, and he's not, so he's going to actually have to be a little bit careful of his teammate. So Karma, he sets the fastest lap trying to break that slipstream from behind and DRS from behind. Entei and Banana still going at it. 3/10, Banana holds. So lap 7 of 36. So the medium runners should probably be in about 10 laps. So you're looking at about 16 to 18 for the medium runners to get off those tyres. So Entei still sticking close. Banana about 3.5 seconds off the battle for the top 3. That's still not too bad. Those mediums will work quite nicely at the end. So you've got a couple of battle packs. Currently P2, but Orphan drop. He's definitely the closer of the top 3 to Prezzo. Prezzo probably just struggling in these opening stages. And we saw how aggressive Orphan was at the start. So will there be a bit of team orders? Will they swap positions maybe? Let Orphan go after Karma. Let those guys resume their battle from last week at France. They stay where they are, but Orphan is within half a second. Entei, he's closed up within 2/10 for a move. That's Junkyard, he's gone around again. So he's about had a bit of a moment. Combat, he's interested in this battle for the 4th spot. Orphan stays behind his teammate. And these two stay as they were. Bompton to move past Jeff, not quite. Was done his quickest first sector of his race. Metz has already picked up a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him, and Grimmy right at the back. He stopped early after an incident, so he's on those hard tyres, sort of having a bit of a lonely race. He's slowly catching up to Junkyard, but he's going to want to hope for a safety car to get back in this fight. Go around. See the nice camera angle around the last corner. Orphan is right behind his teammate. Are we seeing a swap? I think we are. Prezzo hugging the pit lane wall, and he does. Orphan takes second place. So now Orphan, he'll now try and chase down the AlphaTauri. So probably a nice move by the Red Bull boys. Prezzo seemed to probably be struggling a little bit more than what Orphan was, so we'll see how that gap goes. Entei still about 3/10 behind Banana and can't do much. Bompton still behind Jeff, can't do anything. So this battle, the P4 still close. They're not dropping a lot of time to the leaders. The mediums should still feel relatively good at this point in time. Should start seeing a bit of a drop off, probably lap 12. But Prezzo, he's even struggling to stay with his teammates. So, and he's out. He may have just got within DRS. He has, but yeah, definitely he hasn't got the pace at what he did in the sprint. So whether he's gone a little bit different, maybe change his front wing a little bit. But Orphan looking on the attack. Ente's still stuck behind Banana. Can't do much about it. Bompton, he's right behind Jeff. He wants to get past that Aston Martin. Right on board, it's 3/10 again. Grimmy, oh, he's at a spin. As Bompton goes to the inside, they go side by side into turn 4. Jeff's got the outside line, but Bompton, he manages to get the position. Jeff wants to fight him back. I don't think he might. Yeah, so Jeff's going to have to let that one go. Bompton up into P9 now. So Jeff will try and fight him back, cut back on this start. But if you look at Orphan, he's definitely back within DRS, so he's the one. He's the man on the mission at the moment, flying. And he's within 4/10, so it'll be interesting to see what setup he's running. So it's a shame that he had the spin early in the sprint, because he probably would have been in that pack for the lead as well. But he's got no IRS, running a little bit wide through there, but he's got so much more speed. Got absolutely no ARS. Karma's got about 30%. But Karma, he's had one Red Bull behind him, now he's got the other one. So this battle has stayed with the which as they are, but we'll quickly switch to this battle. So Jeff, as I said, was going to fight back. Or thought about the inside, not quite close enough, had to sit behind. So Bompton holds that position, but he's probably lost a bit of time to the guys in front with that. And as I said, Grimmy had that spin, turn 11, so that's called another one out. So unfortunately a bit of a lonely race, and he's actually not too far from actually getting lapped. He's only got the front straight really, but he's already made a pit stop, let's not forget. As Orphan all goes to the inside. Holds around the inside, can he? Oh, a little bit of contact. Hopefully that hasn't done damage to Karma's front wing. So Orphan drop, he takes the lead. He's carried a lot more speed coming onto that start-finish straight. But he's got to defend. Karma's fighting back with DRS. All side by side. Orphan's got the inside line. Still side by side through turn 5. Orphan runs wide to cover the line. On board Karma now. Trying to carry speed through 6 and 7. Can he make a move? No, he can't. He likes to sit behind. But good battling with these top 2, and this will bring Prezzo back in. So what can Orphan drop? Lead from the front. How can he pull away? And we saw this situation last week in France where Karma had a spin trying to get past Orphan. But we'll see. With DRS, it's about 4/10. Say about the same, but he's got absolutely no ARS to use. Karma is not burning, so he's going to sit behind him by a little bit, but he's closed up a little bit, but not much. So Orphan running that slightly lower downforce setup, I reckon. And Karma probably not the best line through there, so that will allow Orphan to keep the gap. So Prezzo nearly 2 seconds behind this battle now. He's saved a fair bit of ARS, but that DRS down the straight will definitely hurt him, as I think Metz has had... Metz or Junkyard? Junkyard, he's spun as well, unfortunately. Out of turn 12. But at the moment, this is the battle that's raging with hard runners as well, and this battle at the front, still keeping these guys in it. Looking at a bit of cloud cover coming over, so interesting if we do get a little bit of weather at the end. But Karma, he's sort of dropped back about a 10th this time last lap. Going to burn a bit of ARS, sort of try and get within that half second. It's closing, not quite enough. He's just trying to focus on his exit out of here. Not too bad, but Orphan's been strong through there, which has helped him defend into turn 4. Not quite close enough. Ente again. He's behind, but not quite enough. But they have dropped Combat Wombat a little bit. And And then sort of the gaps are a little bit more spread out. So Junkyard and Grimmy, the only two men that have made a pit stop so far in this race. Actually, I'll say that Junkyard just a little bit behind, so he hasn't made a stop yet. But just had a couple of spins, unfortunately, for him. Oh, who's that? Grimmy, he's had another spin as I say that. So he's circling the grass. He's going to have to be careful because he's got the leaders behind him, but this will hurt him. There's any sort of safety car now. Needs to make sure that he doesn't spin. And does he have damage? He does. So he's going to come in. So even without a safety car, he's going to be a pit stop behind, so he won't even be able to get past. So that's super unfortunate for Grimmy. But back to the leader, Orphan. He's got 8 tenths, so he's increasing the gap to Karma. So he's definitely the man on the move, and he's actually been able to save a little bit of ERS with that as well. Not having to burn because he's just got raw pace around here. So can he notch up 2 in a row? The feature race wins. This battle still raging on Banana Entei Combat. I think Entei will be sick and tired of looking at that Williams rear wing. It's a little bit closer now, but as I said, Banana's just sort of getting the drive out of the last corner. And that's helping him. And Banana's got a lot more ERS to use to help defend. So Junkyard, he's in. So Grimmy's gone soft tyres. He's going to go aggressive, just sort of see if he can get back that lap. They've got clear air. Prezzo, he's made the move early, so he's off those medium tyres. So he's gone a couple of laps early. Get on them, do a little bit of an undercut if you can. Those hard tyres will need a little bit of work to warm up. So the overcut could be possible. But with Karma still having DRS, might be a bit hard for Prezzo, especially if he gets dropped into... who's that? Oh, Grimmy's, he's DNF'd. So he's retired in the pit lane. So technically that will mean that Jump Down Prezzo is our championship winner of Season 7. So he cannot be overtaken at this point forward. So we'll catch up with Prezzo in the interview box after the race, but I reckon he may be on that podium anyway, but still a long way to go in this race. But as Orphan Drop comes in to potentially start, no, he's going to come in. So Karma, he stays out, Orphan Drop in, so the two Red Bulls going aggressive with the pit strategy coming in. They want those hard tyres on. So we'll have a look. Gently gets past. Snickers Bud's in. So we'll have a look at Prezzo, see where he comes out, and see if he's made any time up. Oh, he has. Obviously, Orphan's got to deal with the warm-up. Got to be careful of pit lane. Oh, he's had a moment. Hopefully there's no front wing damage for Orphan. But yeah, that pit lane's very tricky, especially on cold tyres. So hopefully Orphan hasn't got damage. We'll wait and see. But both Red Bulls have made their stop. Karma. Will he react? He may have to once those hards warm up. And those mediums will be getting towards the end of their life. I think he's burning more ERS. He is, so won't be surprised if he comes in. He does. So he's in the pits now. Can he slow it down? He does. So Banana, he takes the lead. So these hard runners will go a little bit longer. So potential another 5-6 laps. So we'll quickly watch Orphan drop. He's steadied the margins. So those hard tyres are now warmed up. But what can these do? Karma, he's out of the pits. Got to be super careful on this pit entry. Right on board with Orphan. We'll see the Alteri coming out of the pit lane. And it's going to be close, but I think Karma might have got him. He does. It's going to be super tight on exit, but remember, Karma's got cold tyres. Will Orphan try and be aggressive and make the move up the inside? He won't, but he'll have so much more grip around turn 4, turn 5. He's going to burn a lot of DRS. He's gone the inside line. He gets the move done. So Karma didn't fight that too much. I think he knew there could have been a bit of an accident if he did. So Karma came back out in front, but it's the warm-up. So Orphan Drop pulls away. Karma will want to try and stay within DRS. Come this back straight. That'll help him a little bit, but he's got to be mindful of turn 12. Does navigate that, but does he stay within the second? He does. 8.5 tenths will do it. So activate DRS. Prezzo about 2 seconds behind, so the gaps pretty much stay as they were before the pit stops. As yellow flag. That's Jeff around, unfortunately. Turn 11. So that's another driver. Quickly jump back up. There was going to be a battle here, but Bompton, he's into the pits. So Metz will be our final driver that has to pit off those mediums to the hards. So Karma, about half a second. Ente still behind Banana. Ente, will he think about an undercut to try and get past him? There's Bompton and Jeff, they're in. So Jeff, gonna go, oh, Jeff's unfortunately he's retired from the session, so hasn't been the round for him either. So 2 DNFs at the moment, so top 11 at the moment. We'll score, who's that? All Combat, he's had a spin. So he was in that battle pack for the lead. So he was in a good position, but that's going to drop him a whole bunch of time. So super unlucky for him. So he's going to go in, he's going to want off those hard tyres, those overcooked hard tyres, I'm assuming. So yeah, so he's going to lose a lot of ground to Banana and Ente when they do come make their pit stops. Metz, will he be in? He's in as well. He wants those mediums off as well. But he speeds in the pit lane, so that's 5 seconds. So he's up to 8 seconds, depends. As all Ente's, he's had a moment too. So 2 of our 3 lead runners on the hard tyres, they've had moments. So this eases off the pressure that Banana's been facing and moves steadily into P2. So these guys that we thought were going to be quick on the medium tyres at the end, they've sort of blown their chances a little bit. Oh, and Karma and Orphan within 3 tenths, so this is getting really close as well. So if these two were battling, would have allowed Ente and Combat to really be in this fight, but as it is, Banana could be well in the hunt when he makes his final pit stop. But Karma looking a little bit better on those hard tyres than what Orphan Drop is, but in saying that, Karma had a pretty ordinary turn 12. So Ente's, he's in after his spin, so he'll chuck on the medium tyres, no damage fortunately. So Karma, about half a second, he won't be able to get the move done, turn 4. And Prezzo still sit nicely in a net third. Just having a bit of ARS, and obviously you don't know what happens at the front. Bompton and Metz coming out close together. Combat, he picks up his first 3-second time penalty. So a bit the salt to rub into the runes as Metz goes around the outside of Bompton. Can he hold it? It'll be a little bit compromised through here. He does pick up a 3-second penalty, unfortunately, as well. As they go side by side through turn 3, Bompton already has it, and he will have DRS to help him make the move stick, and he is in front, but had to cover the inside a little bit, so can Metz fighting back? Not quite as they go up the hill. He's looked at it, but the move was never going to be on. So Bompton holds position, got the switch back done nicely, so Metz will have to try again. As I quickly switch back up, Karma, 3 tenths. So still not been able to do anything with Orphan. So Orphan driving this race very nicely. No ARS for Orphan, barely any Karma. He's sitting back, he's saving. So he's happy to sit behind the Red Bull driver at the moment. It is definitely getting dark out there. So I think any sort of sunlight or any sunshine that we had is now gone, so there are no shadows, so it's all cloud cover now. So could there be rain? So will Banana and Jedley, if the radar is that, will they hold on? Hold out until enters, who knows? So not sure of the weather, but Karma, this battle for the net first. Karma just struggling again out of turn 12. It's 2 tenths he's losing, which is sort of the DRS, some of the DRS costs. So he goes from 6 tenths to 8 tenths, back down to 6 tenths. So Karma needs to sort of work on his turn 12 exit. But in saying that, that's probably just how well Orphan's driving at the moment. Karma, just got to be careful. He was near that 1 second mark, and as soon as he drops out of that, he's going to have to use a lot of that ERS to claw his way back in, which he doesn't want. He wants to use that to try and overtake Orphan Drop. He's got 13 laps to go, 13 and a half laps to be exact. So top 11 at the moment, all scoring points. Top 2 still have yet to stop. So could they go on a hard, soft Banana? He's in. So he's going to be off. So he's going to be 13 on those medium tyres, which would be very nice to drive for the last 12 laps, 13 laps. Jedley, he stays out. Karma, a little bit close, I'd say. Probably had a little bit of a better exit, but still not quite. Banana on those medium tyres, where does he feed back out? It will be a net P5 at the moment, but net P4 when Jedley comes in. So Ente, he sets fast lap 10.4. Karma holds position. So where has Banana fed out? He's about 5 seconds behind Prezzo, and on those medium tyres, these guys have already done 6 to 8 laps on their tyres. So Banana, these guys fight at the front. We can get them warmed up nicely. 12 laps with low fuel, shouldn't be any concerns for tyre wear. But you can sort of see Ente was definitely quick on the new set of mediums, but look how much time he lost with that spin, where he was right behind. So currently only 2 battles within a second at the moment. If I bring up the penalty situation a little bit, Met's 11 seconds already, so Junkyard could still overtake his teammate. And both Alpha and Madison Snickers Bug 3-second penalties. Back up the front, still 6 tenths. Junkyard, I'd say that he picks up his first 3-second of the night. And Combat on those fresh mediums, he does the faster lap on a 10.2. So we'll quickly bring up fastest laps. So the top 3 net position to Red Bulls and Karma. So they're in the 10s, so 10.9, 10.8, 10.9. Combat, so it's about 7 tenths. We'll see if Banana can do a fastest lap. Or we watch, still 6 tenths between our leaders at the moment. I was going to say, it looked like did you get a better exit there, Karma? And he's going to burn. So the move might be on here. This is probably his best chance. He goes the inside. Nearly gets it done side by side. Gets the inside done. Needs to get a good exit out of turn 2. Coming around turn 3 now, Banana. He does set the fastest lap, 10 flat. So if I have a quick look while these guys are battling. Prezzo 10.9 is his fastest, so he's probably about a second quicker that lap. So Orphan can't fight it back, so Karma, he's made his move. He saved up, he burned about 50% along that straight to get the move done, and he has. But Orphan Drop, he's saved a little bit. Oh, he has a bit of a moment, and this has helped Karma nearly break the 1 second mark. So Orphan Drop has to fight back, try and get within that 1 second again. So close to it. it's close. Oh, he's had a moment out of there. That's not going to help him. So he won't have DRS. So Karma, he's made his move done. He's used all it saved up ARS, used it all, and it's worked out for him. So Orphan now 1.5 seconds back. So Orphan Drop lost 9/10 of a second that lap as we have a look at Combat and Snickersbud. So Combat gets past Snickersbud in the P7. But will Snickersbud fight him back? He takes the outside line. Combat with those newer medium tyres. They go side by side through here. Combat got the inside line. Can Snickersbud make the switch back? No, he can't. Combat just on those new tyres. Much more grip through that section. So these two, and yeah, Snickersbud dropped out of 1 second already from Combat. And Orphan Drop. That moment, that rough lap that he had after getting past, sort of cost him quite a lot. Now Karma, he can save ARS now and help him defend when Orphan, if he does get back within. Jedley, he finally makes his pit stop. 26 lap, that looks like a soft tyre to me. Soft tyre strat is he in? They are the red wall tyres, so he's going to be super quick. He's going to lose it. He would have lost a lot of time on those hard tyres though. He'll be around Entei. As everybody's pretty much back. Jedley, those soft tyres will warm up very nicely. But on board with Entei. Will we see something a little bit the same? No, Jedley is far and ahead. Away as he sort of weaves Jedley to get a little bit of tyre temp. But those soft tyres won't take much compared to the hard tyres as we saw earlier. But I'll quickly jump back up to Banana. His gap was 5 seconds when he came out of the pits. He's now 1.2. So he's flying on those tyres. He's within a second now as well. So this seems like it will only be a matter of time before Banana gets into that third place and onto the podium. But he's only 5 seconds off the lead of the race anyway with 7 laps to go, so he can still be in this race as long as he can get the move done. Snickersbud, he's had a moment out of turn 11. Banana, very nice exit through there. Will he think about the move early? He has to sit behind, but he'll have a very nice run coming up the hill. Obviously his mediums are only 5 laps old, so they'll be nice and fresh. Prezzo 13 lap old hards. They'll still be in alright condition, but nowhere near as much. And you can sort of see the line that Banana takes through this middle section of the lap. So much more grip and so much more confidence that he can have through these corners. Hugging that corner, he's nearly pushing Prezzo through the corners at the moment. So you feel like turn 1 will pretty much be his corner. Yeah, so much more grip coming out of 12, and yeah, Prezzo just taking the outside line, knowing the Banana's going to have him. So Banana will have DRS to help. Prezzo's probably going to burn to sort of try and fight back, but he won't. Banana gets the move done, and he should have enough of an exit through here. He does. Jedley, he sets fastest lap on a 9.6. Banana's burnt to make that move done, but he's done it, so he should push away from Prezzo now. So he's got 7 laps to get past to close in on Orphan Drop. So Karma increasing his gap, so Orphan again not quite the pace as we saw on the medium tyres, and now he's got to watch out for the Williams behind him. Prezzo's going to try and fight really hard to stay within DRS, but I don't think that'll be possible. And you're going to have to look out for Jedley too on those soft tyres. He's closing at a rapid pace to Prezzo, so Prezzo might even drop another position. Prezzo, he's out of DRS. Banana, I reckon next time by he'll be within a second. Jedley, won't be surprised if you see him put in another fastest lap. Yellow flags. That's just one of the Haas's. I think that's Junkyard. He's had another spin. Not quite for Jedley. He's about 3/10 off his fastest time. As Junkyard, he gets back on cleanly. Brezzo about a second. Banana 2.3. So he's actually lost a little bit of time there. Probably at possibly a little bit of a moment. And as you can sort of tell, Prezzo's closed back within that second. So Banana having a bit of a moment in that first sector has sort of dropped the time. So, but you can see he's pulling back out over a second. You can see the second place man off and drop. Burning whatever ERS he has left. 10.6 that last lap from Banana. So it was about equal to probably what Orphan Drop did. Orphan Drop's just closed back in a little bit to Karma. They're all burning. Junkyard, he's retired from the session. That's in pit lane. So that won't be a safety car, fortunately. So we've only got 10 runners now. But still looking at the top four. Top four after no safety car within 5 seconds of each other. And then gently he's within 4 seconds now. But I think the best of those soft tyres are probably starting to go on him. Not making the margins that he wants. Banana, he's closed about half a second. Tyres are still working for him. Got a bit of ERS that he can burn. Banana really pushing. Try and close within that 1 second as soon as he gets in that gap. He'll be able to go on the attack more. That extra 2 DRS zones, extra speed will carry down those straights, will help him immensely. So I lost a little bit of time through that, but that's more so because of Orphan pushing now. He can still see a race victory, just needs to close within that 1 second. Top 6 still without penalty, but Jedley is closed quite a bit. Was 4 seconds, it's now under 3. So could we see a late move from Jedley on Prezzo in the last lap? 1.3 now, Banana. He's burning, these laps are flying by. While we have 3 laps left, Karma crosses the line to start lap 34. Jedley, half a second that he made up in that last sector. So you just imagine where he'd be without that spin. Sorry, Jedley didn't spin, but probably if you'd follow Banana, maybe on those mediums, you probably just lost a little bit too much time on those really old hards. Again, 1.3. Between first and second and third. Banana, he's very close within 1 second. If he can get a good exit out of here, he will be. Oh, it's not going to quite be enough. Bompton, he picks up 3 seconds. I don't think he got it. We'll have a look. No, that rear wing's not open. If you can get a better exit out, get the exit out of 1. Got the other detection point around turn 2. I think he's in it. Oh, it was very close again. I don't think he's got it. Do we see the wing open? No, it's not. So he's just missed out. But orphan drop. If he can get within that 1 second, that will save him from Banana. And look at Jedley. He's within 1.5 seconds. So definitely could be an exciting last lap. As we see the top three, Karma, he's done well once he got that move done. Just needs to hold off for a lap and a half now. Banana, it's close, he's under a second now. Can he hold it through turn 12? Probably a little bit wider than he wants, trying to get the drive out. It's 9.5, 9/10, he'll get it. So this will allow Banana to close up. So last lap, Jedley, he's now within 1 second. So look for Jedley to make a move down into turn 4. Needs to line him up. So Banana not quite close enough. Didn't get the drive out that what he wanted, but look at Jedley. Prezzo's got a bit of ARS to burn if he to help defend if Jedley gets close, but it won't be enough. So it's a good drive from our reserve. Caught the gap in the end, but might not quite have enough. But there's still a long way to that start finish line if you can get the run on Prezzo out of the last corner. Back to our front three. Karma got the move done. Saved up ARS, got the move done down the front straight. Orphan having a little bit of a couple of moments after he got past, and Karma's just been able to manage it from there. All top three will have DRS, but Karma, he'll come across the line. He'll win at Brazil. P1. Orphan Drop will come across the line. P2. Banana P3. Prezzo will just hold on. So Jedley got within 2/10, not quite enough. Entei, after that spin just before he came in, he'll finish P6. Combat will finish P7. Sniggers Bud coming around the final couple of corners now. So no safety car in that race. So hopefully all the last of these drivers manage to get enough fuel in. Metz, he was the only one a lap behind, but there's your race. So a few battle packs in between. Maybe not as exciting as in the sprint, but Orphan Drop, he gets driver of the day. I'd say that'd be a fairly close call considering that he moved up. I think he started 8th and got onto the podium places. But there's your winner. He came back into this season, this series. Got a 5th in the USA at Texas, then got his first win at Mexico. Stood on the podium in France, but he's back on that top step at the feature in Brazil. But we'll have a look at our results. Karma, P1, Banana P2, Prezzo. Not only did he finish P3, but he is our Race Spec Season 7 Pacific Open Tier 1 champion. Pretty much dominant throughout the entire season. He gets another podium position for his trouble. Again, keeps his run alive. Hasn't finished off the podium since the sprint race in round 4. So this is his 11th podium in a row if you're counting the sprints that we've had in between. So absolute domination from Prezzo this season. There you go. There's the weekend results. But yeah, Karma P1, Orphan Drop P2. Banana, sorry, finished P3. But still, that's a fine drive from Banana. Made the alternate strategy work. So... But look, rounding out our top 10, Jedley P5, Entei P6, Combat P7, Snickers P8, Bompton P9, Metz rounds out the 10, finished a lap behind. But he did finish in the 10 and now 3 retirements all in the pit lane. Junkyard, Jeff, and then Grimmy, unfortunate to have that incident early on. And then just had trouble trying to fight back, and then without a safety car, he called it a day halfway through. But there's our results. Karma's our winner, so we'll get these guys in for the interviews. We'll get our Season 7 Drivers Champion as well. And we'll be back in a minute with the interviews. Alright, back with our top 3 now. So we'll start with happy to be here, Mr. Banana Cake Pie. P3 made the alternate strategy work, and you were fairly close to getting Orphan and possibly Karma, but didn't quite have enough those last couple of laps. How was your race?
From my point of view, my race was kind of lackluster. I didn't really do anything, just sat in front of Entei the whole race, and then just try to get closer and closer and closer to Jack. But nah, wasn't. A couple more laps might have done it.
Yeah, I was saying in the broadcast, Entei was probably going to get sick of your bumper for those first 20, and then obviously he had his moment. Same with Combat, that sort of freed you up a little bit.
After watching him plow into the bucket Jack in the sprint race, I was a little bit worried every single time I went to turn 1.
Yep.
So, nah, from my view, it wasn't the most exciting race. Just I was kind of hoping for a safety car around lap 20, obviously, but other than that, not much. Not much.
Well, congrats on your second podium of the season, Banana.
Second?
Yeah, because you got one in
that your one?
Italy, round 3.
Interesting. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. Look, with Prezzo winning every fucking race, it's kind of
Yeah, it's
I
probably a
forget
bit
about
hard
this.
to tell, but yeah, nice
Yeah,
job
I forget
anyway.
about this. Thank
And
you.
we'll see you
Thank you.
next week in Abu Dhabi.
Yay.
All right, our second place man, orphan drop. Couldn't quite get it done and go back to back, but still lovely drive from you. Obviously, a bit of an issue in the sprint, but as I said, you fought back through the field early on, made some nice moves, being on the aggressive tyre, and get P2. How's your race?
Pretty fun actually. Got a good start, then made my way up to third, then just sitting behind Preslo thinking, all right, just plod along here. Then it's clear that I've got more pace, so it's like, right, I go through now, thank you. But nah, car was actually quite nice for a change. Didn't bin it actually, so yeah, that was good fun. Good fun. Then I thought, oh, I might be on here, but then Karma just blew past me, and a couple of mistakes on that lap probably cost me in the end. But anyway,
Yeah,
them's the breaks. It's bloody good. It's good fun racing Karma and Prezzo for that matter. Like, they race the same way that I like to race, so I'm all about that.
Yeah, we saw in both the sprint and the feature, yeah, the close battling, and it was really nice to see on the stream as well. So, and I think you might have mentioned it off air that I think Red Bull may have just sealed the constructors. If not, it'd be fairly close with you guys.
Yeah, just give me hold that thought for a second. I'm just doing it right now.
Yeah, all
So,
good. It'd probably sort of be a matter of time anyway. I think you had about 100.
I'm eighth.
Yeah, 140
if
points for Alpine lead, and then obviously, yeah, with Alpine sort of struggling.
Yeah, it's done.
Yep.
It's done. It's done.
We'll get.
Yay!
Not anymore. I've just deleted them from the standing, so I win now.
Well, you don't have. Unfortunately, you don't have access to it, Banana.
The Red Bull guys no longer exist. So Karma, how was your?
Yeah, well, congrats on Orphan for P2 and obviously with the constructors, but we will move on to our P1 driver. Second winner of the season, Karma. Fought that one all the way in both the sprint and the feature, but you got it done, made the move stick, and managed to get the gap. So how was it from your view?
It was not easy. That was very hard. It was just a lot like France. This time I actually got to fight Orphan without making a mistake of my own, and yeah, he's so fun to race against these guys. Like, I wish I was here from the start because I feel like we would have fantastic battles every week. But well, I'm here now and I probably will be here next season. But yeah, the car felt awesome. It was really loose in the rear, so I lost it really bad. One lap, I was 2 seconds up, and they caught DRS in that lap. But other than that, no, the car was awesome.
Yeah, no, we definitely saw you probably struggling a little bit out of the turn 12, coming towards the start-finish rate. We saw you lose a couple there a little bit, which helped Orphan a little bit, but obviously you saved up ERS, and then you made your decisive move down the front, managed to cover him, and then, yeah, with a couple of little mistakes, Orphan drop, you managed to get that 1 second clear straight away, and that sort of helped you, and then I'm assuming it was just sort of race management from there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to put the second on him in the first lap, because I had, I think, 70% ERS, and I burnt like 50 down the straight to get past him, because I was waiting because I kept being 7/10 behind him, 7/10, 7/10, and then once I got to 5, I was like, yeah, this is my chance, I'll go for it, so I sent it, and he got the DRS on me back, and then he disappeared, so, he was very good. It was good to race against, but I was very worried about Banana. He was pretty scary. I saw him putting a second on me every lap.
He's scary at the best of times.
Second, and I'm like, oh no, he's gonna catch me. At this rate, he's gonna catch me. And then I was just waiting for his tires to start to cool off a little bit, and they started to cool off a little bit. So I started to get a little bit less worried. But Orphan was just on me the whole time, like 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds, 1.3 seconds, like. Just hard to be concentrated while you're looking at the time screen, so it was really good though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, congratulations on your second win. Obviously, if we still have a few rounds left, so you'll be able to possibly add more to that tally, but congratulations. But we will go now to our Season 7 Drivers' Championship. It was pretty much expected, probably from about halfway through, it was sort of when, not if, but Prezzo, congratulations, Season 7 Drivers' Championship. With what, 3-4 rounds left, so pretty dominant fashion by yourself.
Yep. Thank you very much, mate. I'm over the moon with this. Never would have expected this at the start of the season, looking at the quality of the grid, but managed to keep it consistent while others, well, just made mistakes, and I guess that's been the key all season. Just haven't crashed out of any races, finished top 4 all season, and just brought home a championship and wrapped up a constructors to boot. So, how bloody good, mate.
Yeah, exactly, and probably the different battles that you've had with the likes of Grimmy, Jays, Entei, and then recently your teammate, and then Karma coming back into the season. So you've had to fight off quite a few different drivers, but you've pretty much pulled through. And as you said, you're pretty much on like a 10 or 11 race podium streak, which is how consistent you've been, and you've managed to stay out of trouble in sort of all conditions, especially if something hasn't gone your way. You've managed to fight back through and still ended up in that good position.
Yeah, particularly in Singapore. I remember I was an absolute goose at turn 1 and tried sending it up the inside of Grimmy when I should have just tucked in and got him later on in the lap. Spun, went right to the back, but still managed to snag a P3. That's when I said to myself, it's like, rightio, we can come back from anything in this, we'll be right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, from that point onwards, just keep smashing it out, show up every week, and we're rewarded with a championship. So can't complain with that at all.
So we think I'd say gloves are off, but you've sort of been dominating enough that you'll be able to relax easy these last 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be having a proper crack in these last 3. There is nothing to lose now. This is full on maximum attack.
I'm just going to kick you from the lobby.
Hey, you found a bloke who can compete with me, so you got nothing to complain about.
He came 10 weeks too late now, did he?
Sorry. Can we just bring my Elite Series points over of 2, and then maybe it might be, and then it might be able to compete.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, congratulations again, Prezzo, Season 7 Drivers' Championship, and as well, as we've just realised, Constructors' Championship as well, so domination from you and Orphan this season, so I'll see you back
I wouldn't
for
drop
Season
the
8.
end Orphan in there. Hey, last few weeks have been doing alright.
He has been, he's been better than you the last couple of weeks, actually.
He started pulling his weight, it's good, but just over the boot. But yeah, next season that'll be interesting to see who
Next
signs
season.
up, because that's going to be
Who
a
says you're
good
racing
point.
next season?
Well, just
No,
allow
he's
racing
banned.
to come down.
He's Nico Rosberg. He's not allowed to race again.
Mate, we're doing
beat 7
F2
times.
rules now. You've won. You're not coming back.
You're telling me I got to go full no assist?
Yes.
No,
Hey,
mate, I'm keeping my assists
You're
on.
Mr. Race Spec's problem now.
No, I am not. You keep quiet about that.
Hey, you never know, I might have to jump back in the ring, who knows, and see how
Good,
we go.
no.
Oh, Scott, no, we don't want that. You're too quick, Scotty. You're too quick,
I
Scotty.
welcome that.
But but again, congratulations again, Prezzo, and thanks for everybody for watching tonight and for the past few for all season. But we've still got 3 rounds left, and next week it is Abu Dhabi. So until then, I've been Scotty, and we'll see you next time.